Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my WWE Monday Night Raw review for October 8th, 2018. And I know I'm late as hell on getting this video up, but pretty much what happened is, as I've had a busy school week this week, I had to study for a test, I had to do a paper, and it's just been extremely busy school week. So I finally just got a chance today to watch Raw and SmackDown. I'm going to have the SmackDown review up right afterwards. But I'm going to start off with Raw. And I'm just going to get right into it. So we had the commentary team of Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Renee Young. And Triple H comes out to cut a promo. But it wasn't just Triple H. It was also Shawn Michaels. And they both come out. And Triple H talks about how at Super Showdown, DX, and mainly himself, have fought for years to finally reach the top of the mountain. But they found out that mountain was nothing more than symbolism because just as quickly as they reached the top of the mountain, they were knocked right off it by the Brothers of Destruction. And Shawn Michaels says that he's had 72 hours on a plane going to Chicago to think about that situation when the Brothers of Destruction attacked him. And he said that he's lost a lot of respect for the Undertaker. And they even went about respect. They talked about how they respect each other because Shawn Michaels got Triple H a job in WWE, and he pretty much coached him from the beginning. And they've had a ton of matches with each other and stuff. And pretty much they say that Shawn Michaels says, "I never thought that I would have to ask this question again, but are you ready? Because at Crown Jewel, the Brothers of Destruction, we got two words for you. Suck it." And they take off like their jackets and stuff and reveal DX merchandise. So the match is made official. Shawn Michaels is coming out of retirement to team up with Triple H to reform DX once again to face the Brothers of Destruction at Crown Jewel. Now this show might not be happening because of unfortunate situations that have taken place throughout this past month with Saudi Arabia, and maybe I'll do a video talking about it. But I don't really want to jump into anything right now. But I'm just going to kind of review it as if it's going to happen and kind of take away that. But WWE is considering canceling it. But I'm just going to kind of do this video as if it is going to happen, as if they have no plans on canceling it. But I thought this was a hell of a segment here, and it really got me excited. And I could talk about how it makes the WrestleMania 26 match between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker really pointless. But I actually think this makes sense because, Undertaker had been pushing Shawn Michaels to come out of retirement, and then Undertaker actually wants Shawn Michaels to come out of retirement because he cost him the match with Triple H at Super Showdown, and I'm really excited to see this dream match here. I don't think we've ever really seen this dream match all that much. We've never seen DX versus the Brothers of Destruction. I'm really excited about it. So I like this segment. I thought it was really good. It just shows that even that DX really knows what they're doing when it comes to cutting promos and stuff. And then we had the first match on the show. It was Bobby Lashley with Lio Rush versus Kevin Owens. Now this was a hell of a match. And this match, I believe, had a double turn in it. And I would say it was definitely a double turn because pretty much what happens is Kevin Owens came into the match as a heel and Bobby Lashley came into the match as a babyface. And then what happened is I believe Lio Rush turned Bobby Lashley heel. And I don't believe it. It's fact because Lio Rush was being really annoying inside. He had a microphone and was talking about how this is his man, Bobby Lashley, and how he's taking care of business and stuff like that. And Kevin Owens was chasing him around ringside. Bobby Lashley was the one getting the heat in the match. He was really taking control of Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens would mount a comeback here and there. I think this was a complete double turn, and I liked it. And Bobby Lashley went after the injured leg of Kevin Owens, and he ended up beating him with a Dominator and winning. And afterwards, Bobby Lashley destroys Kevin Owens. He rips both legs across the steel post, and that was that. So I'm excited about this. This is something that Bobby Lashley's needed for a while. He really wasn't working as a babyface, so I think it makes sense to finally turn him heel. And I think it actually might be time to turn Kevin Owens babyface. He's been a heel since pretty much he's came to WWE, and I think maybe him turning babyface would be a nice career change for him. It would really, you know, freshen up his character and stuff like that. And I'm excited about this because Kevin Owens has been kind of getting buried pretty much since after the superstar shakeup earlier this year. So I think this would really help Kevin Owens. So I hope that's the direction they go with. And the Bobby Lashley heel turn's definitely a definite because the next segment. Well, actually, no, that's not the next segment. But I really like this match, and I really like the way this double turn was executed. And then it has a video package for John Cena because WWE has announced that at Crown Jewel they're going to have a World Cup where the winner will be declared the best in the world, which is pretty much a bunch of bullshit. It will be like the greatest Royal Rumble where whoever wins it will win it and will get one night publicity for it, and then it will never get brought up again. But they announced that there's going to be an 8-man tournament. No, yeah, a 16-man tournament for it, but it's going to have 8 competitors. And they announced one of the competitors is going to be John Cena because he doesn't need to qualify because he's just so great. Get the hell out of here. We know why he's not really qualifying because he probably can't. He doesn't have the time to book. He doesn't have any bookings. He can't be actually on the show to have a qualifying match. But they show a video package for him, all the titles he's won and everything he's done in his career. And yeah, I'm excited about the World Cup, even though it's going to be nothing in the end, but I'm actually pretty excited about it. And then we had B&B interview, and they talk about how they've been able to work together as a team in the mixed match challenge and stuff like that. But then Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley come up, and they say that Bobby Lashley is the real star on the WWE and how he destroyed Kevin Owens. So I'm thinking this probably set up a future feud between Finn Balor and Bobby Lashley, which I'm excited about. What sucks about this though is that Finn Balor's been booked so weak. You have no believability that he's gonna beat Bobby Lashley. But I think this is a good start for Bobby Lashley. And I do gotta say, Bobby Lashley got heavily booed doing the match with Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens got heavily cheered. So I hope they did the double turn. But Bobby Lashley's definitely a heel now. He turned heel on this show, and I liked it. I liked the heel turn of Bobby Lashley on the show. I think it makes sense, like I talked about before. And then we had an Elias promo, and he pretty much just does his typical concert. He took a shot at the Chicago Bears, I believe it was. I'm not really a sports guy, so I don't know. And then he gets interrupted by Ronda Rousey. But I liked Elias here. I thought he was really good. And then we had Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins versus the Wyatt Squad. And the match kicks off with a hot start because Liv Morgan and Brie Bella start off the match. And I actually like that they did this because obviously this is the first time they've really touched each other since Brie Bella knocked out Liv Morgan a couple of weeks ago. So they get into an absolute brawl, and they have to be broken up by the other teammates. And then the Wyatt Squad get the heat on Brie Bella for a while, and then Ronda Rousey gets the hot tag and makes Ruby Riott tap out to the elbow, and Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins win. I actually thought this match was really good. I thought this match was a little bit better than the Super Showdown match they actually had. And you think it's going to be over, but then afterwards the Bellas attack Ronda Rousey and turn heel on her, which we all assumed was going to happen at some point. But Ronda Rousey fights them off for a little bit. She hits that judo throw or whatever it is onto Nikki Bella, and it looks like she's going to actually beat the shit out of the Bella Twins, but Brie Bella throws her into the post. The Bellas throw Ronda into the steps, and they pretty much stand tall on Ronda Rousey. And the match was made official at Evolution. Ronda Rousey is going to defend the Raw Women's Championship against Nikki Bella, which I originally wasn't looking forward to this match all that much, but I'm actually pretty excited about this match. I think this could be a hell of a match, and I think it makes sense because you want to do the most marketable matches you have, and this is a pretty marketable match. Nikki Bella, you can make the argument, is a pretty formidable opponent for Ronda Rousey, so I like this. And then afterwards, the Bella Twins said that they did it because they're not just here for Evolution. They're here because they want to prove that they still one in this Divas division, well, women's division, pretty much. And they say that Ronda Rousey is a spoiled brat who always get what she wants. And then you see Natalya on the WWE.com exclusive help Ronda Rousey out of the win, which made me wonder when Natalya's going to turn heel on Ronda, but we have to wait and see. But I really like this. I thought this was a hell of a segment. And then we had the Dogs of War backstage. I didn't like this. Dolph Ziggler's trying to give both of them a game plan, but Drew McIntyre and him get into an argument saying that Ziggler's the one that lost last night, not them. Which I don't really like the fact that they're getting into an argument because you really can't break up this tag team right now because Raw has no tag team division really, so that'd just be bad. But I guess WWE just doesn't want Raw to have a tag team division. So and then Braun Strowman says that they need to stop pulling their weight because all that matters is that they need to be but all that matters is that they need to help him win the Universal Championship at Crown Jewel. So I didn't like this backstage segment. I just didn't really like it. Then Baron Corbin backstage, and he's made a Baron Corbin's global battle royal where he's found like supposedly the best talent in the world, and the winner's gonna get added to the World Cup. And Heath Slater's backstage, and he wants to be in it, but Baron Corbin says that he's not good enough to be in it. And then Heath Slater's all sad. Felt bad for the guy, so whatever. And then we had this global battle royal, and obviously this was pretty much a ton of enhancement talent that Baron Corbin's found, and what he's really going to do is he tries to hype this up like these are the best wrestlers in the world, but really what he wants to do is just make it easy, just give himself an easy qualifying match. But he has like cue cards of each of the guys' names. One of the guys is the Los Conquistador, who we've seen obviously in the Hogan era and stuff like that. And he becomes important later on the Battle Royal, so that's why I'm mentioning him. And the match starts after Baron Corbin introduces everybody. They pretty much had like, funny names for everybody. And I did like that everybody tried to work together to eliminate Baron Corbin and actually thought that made sense. But Baron Corbin eliminates everybody. But as he's been doing this, the Los Conquistador was taking a nap outside the ring. And then he finally wakes up. He goes in the ring. He lays out Baron Corbin with 3 German suplexes and then hits an Olympic slam on him, clotheslines him over the top rope. And Baron Corbin gets eliminated, and Los Conquistador qualifies for the World Cup. But who do we find out the Los Conquistador was? He takes his mask off, and it's Kurt Angle, which I thought was awesome. I thought that was an awesome moment. I didn't expect this at all. Actually, I shouldn't say that because I kind of started to realize it when he was hitting all of Kurt Angle's moves on him, but it was still an awesome moment. And later on, he gets interviewed backstage and says, and gets asked his thoughts about it or something, and Kurt Angle says, "What do you mean? I'm on vacation," and then walks off. I thought it was funny. I think it makes sense, though, that if you want to have a World Cup to determine the best in the world, Kurt Angle needs to be in it, and I think it makes sense for Kurt Angle to be in it. I like the fact that he's going to be in it, and I was actually pretty excited about this. I thought it was awesome. I didn't like the segment very much, though, until the Kurt Angle stuff happened, but whatever. And then Raw kind of went... Actually, I shouldn't say this. Raw didn't go for shitty for a while. We had Ember Moon versus Nia Jax. I didn't like this match. It was shit. Ember Moon beats Nia Jax by countout, and that's that. I don't know what this is leading to, if it's going to lead to Nia Jax turning heel and feuding with Ember Moon or what. Then you had Trish Stratus come out and cut a promo, and she said that she was watching the Moment of Bliss and thought it was a bunch of BS, and says that at Evolution, Alexa Bliss is going to get everything that she's going to get that Trish Stratus can handle. Then Alexa Bliss and Mickie James come out, and Alexa Bliss talks about how she's really happy to be in the ring with a former 7-time women's champion. She's watched all the stuff on the WWE Network, and she thinks it's all crap, which I actually thought was funny. But you could obviously tell that she was going to turn. The crowd even knew that was going to happen. But you could tell that she was being sincere with the way she was talking. And Trish Stratus says that if you think I'm so crappy, and Trish Stratus even talks about, and Alexa Bliss says that if she was in the Attitude Era, pretty much, and the time frame when Trish Stratus was wrestling, that Trish Stratus would have been, that she would have been in Alexa Bliss's shadow. So Trish Stratus challenges her to come down to the ring. That's what happens, and then Mickie James puts a stop to this and says that these crowds don't deserve to see it. And then Trish Stratus is happy to see that Mickie James has found herself a new best friend. But Mickey James then says that good things don't happen to us in Chicago. I think it was referenced because WrestleMania 22 was in Chicago and Mickey James beat Trish Stratus. So yeah, but they both want to attack Trish Stratus, but so they pretty much challenge him to a tag team match at Evolution. And Trish Stratus finds a tag team partner. It ends up being Lita, and they attack Alexa Bliss and Mickey James, and Trish Stratus lays out Mickey James with the chick kick. Um, and then Lita goes for the moonsault, but Alexa Bliss pulls Mickey James out of the ring before she hits it, and then they stand tall, and then that's that. I think this makes sense to make this a tag match instead because I heard I read online that they didn't really have any intentions to do a tag team match. I'm sorry, to do one-on-one matches with Trish Stratus and Alexa Bliss and Mickey James and Lita. They just wanted to sell tickets to the venue, and once they announced Ronda versus Nikki, they were going to change this to a tag team match. So I think it makes sense for them to do that because Lita really can't go at a long time capacity because we saw her at the Royal Rumble and she kind of looked really bad. So I think it makes sense to do a tag match instead. And Trish Stratus can take all the heat and Lita can get the hot tag and stuff like that. So I think it makes sense to do a tag match instead. I think it actually works out better in the end too because you get to see Mickey and Trish kind of square off again too. So I like that. And then they do an interview backstage where they come up with their team name, Lita and Trish Stratus, and it's like the best friends forever or something like that. I don't really remember what it was, but it was really bad, so I'm not really going to talk about that. Then the Shield's backstage and pretty much said that they're going to put the boots to the Dogs of War. I don't really honestly remember what they said, so I'm just making it up. But it was something like to that effect. I like the segment though. It was kind of nice to see the Shield's promo segment again because I haven't seen it in a while. Then we had Bobby Roode and Chad Gable versus the Ascension. Connor cuts a promo and talks about how he's beaten both of them one-on-one, and tonight they're going to drive them into the wasteland or something like that. And then we had the match, and Bobby Roode goes to go off the turnbuckle and hit a blockbuster onto Victor, but Chad Gable tags himself in, hits the rolling German suplex pin combination on Victor for the win, and Bobby Roode looks really mad, so it looks like they're trying to set up some sort of breakup angle, which I don't like. So yeah. I don't like this team. I don't like any of this. And then it shows a video package of DX of everything they've done in their career, which I liked. And then we had Paul Heyman comes out and cuts a promo and talks about how pretty much Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman had just been tearing each other apart by traveling and wrestling and for the love of the fans. But Brock Lesnar's not going to do any of that. He's going to sit at home in his own bed. He's going to run to the gym and train to be the first ever two-sport world champion and the UFC heavyweight champion and the Universal champion. And he says that, Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman are concerned about their other factions right now, but Brock Lesnar's only concerned about himself. And during this promo, Corey Graves chimes in and says, "Is Brock Lesnar here?" Which I thought was stupid, but whatever. And then the Shield come out, and obviously this scares Heyman away. But I like this promo segment. I thought Heyman was great here. Then we had the Shield versus the Dogs of War. I thought this match was really good. I don't know if this match was better than the Super Showdown match. I think it was about the same quality. Or you had a lot of good stuff in this match. Eventually, Strowman ends up just taking out all members of the Shield so that way Ambrose can't make the tag. And he gets into Ziggler and McIntyre's face and says that's how it's done. But Rollins tries to sneak a win with a roll-up. But then eventually Ambrose is the legal guy in the ring. And he eventually gets beat with the Claymore kick by McIntyre, so the Dogs of War win. And then Ambrose walks backstage and leaves the Shield hanging. And then backstage, they did a segment where Dean Ambrose says that maybe everybody's right, I can't fit anywhere. And then that's that. So it's teasing the Dean Ambrose heel turn. And that was Raw this week. I thought Raw was a great show. I thought it really set up a lot of stuff for Evolution and Crown Jewel. I really liked the opening segment. I really liked I forgot to cover B&B versus Mahalisha. That was bad. And Finn Balor beats Jinder Mahal with a coup de grace. Didn't care for that. I just skipped right over it, honestly. But anyhow, yeah. So I thought Raw was a great show. It had some bad segments in it, but the good I thought overweighed the bad because the bad segments kind of took place after like a really good segment happened, so it kind of fit um, the mold. But I liked the Ronda Rousey Bella Twins segment. I will say that they probably should have turned at Super Showdown, but that's just me. But I still thought it was done really well. I liked Elias on this show. I liked the Bobby Lashley Kevin Owens double turn, Triple H's opening promo. Um, I like the Kurt Angle stuff on this show. I like the main event, and I liked Paul Heyman's promo. And there's something else I liked on this show. Oh, and I also liked the Trish Stratus Alexa Bliss segment as well. So I thought this was a great Raw this week. I'll give Raw a B plus. And that's pretty much the end of this video. I heard Raw didn't do a very high rating this week, but I mean, it's running up against football season and stuff. So that tends to happen. Plus, two, it's like I don't know. I also maybe people were doing stuff that night, whatever. But overall, that's the end of this review. Leave your thoughts in the comments of what you guys thought of Raw this week, and that's pretty much it, guys. Please make sure please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bell so that way every time I upload a video, you guys get the notifications for it. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.